Hello my scrappy friends, and a big welcome to my channel today. Today's share is for Cut to You, and it is featuring this cut file, Besties for Life. As you can see, I am scrapping this photo of my sister and I am using the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Sunkissed Collection. This photo was taken out in the sunshine, November last year I think it was. And I just really loved the bright colours in this collection, and I thought it went really well with the photo, so that's what I'm running with. I'm using this Feelin' Fine paper for my background, which has got the light pink hearts on the dark pink background, and on the other side is that mixed media background. So you can see I've got some white acrylic paint here. I wanted to fade away some of that bold colour behind my cut file, just so that my cut file and photo popped off the page a bit more. So I'm just using a brayer. Thank you, Sue, for the technique. I love it because it dries super quick, and you can put really thin layers on, and if it's not enough, you can always just add more, and you're not kind of stuck with too much straight away, if that makes sense. So I'm just using my little brayer and adding that behind where my cut file is going to go. I keep bringing my cut file back and checking if I've got enough on there. You can see that I'm going to add a bit more, I think. Yep. And by the time I wipe off my mat there, the paint is dry already, which is awesome. No drying time. I've trimmed off my branding strip, and I'm going to come in with some white India ink splatters. So I've just put a little bit into my little tray here. I have found that if I'm splattering straight out of the bottle, because it's getting a bit low, I get really bubbly splatters. I know that sounds dumb, but it's really annoying me. So I just put a few drops into a little tray there, and I use my paintbrush to splatter. I'm going to add some tissue paper behind my photo here. Yeah, so this photo was taken in November last year. It is me and my little sister. There's 7 years between us, but this day she actually received, her and her team at the aquatic centre that she works at, and saved a man's life, basically. And they were awarded a bravery award, which was a super proud moment. I'm super proud of my baby sister. I have said this before in other videos. But yes, I'm super proud of her, and I was super proud to be sitting by her side when her name got called and she was handed this bravery award. So, yeah, I'm adding some layers behind my photo here, and I'm using the exact same patterns that I've used to back my cut file. And you can see I'm just using the offcuts here. I'm just piecing them together. I'm going to use my tiny attacher to staple the layers together and go from there. I did get my Cameo to cut the letters for me. I decided on I think I've used 5 pattern papers, and I just I lined them up on my Cameo mat on the software, on the Silhouette Studio software. So that it cut the letters that I wanted in the right paper. Does that even make sense? So yeah, and I'm just using offcuts from those patterns to add a fun, bright couple of layers behind my photo. You will see that I get this far, and then I realise as I go to put it on that the bottom part of the photo is going to be covered up. So I do pull it apart and change it a little bit. Just trying to get some extra little slivers in. I'm like, yes, no, no, yes. Couldn't really decide. So I'm like, okay, get out of the way. Bring this back in. I'll see how it all sits. This was when I realized I was going to be tucking it under. I was like, oh, that's not really going to work. I'm going to lose all that pattern. So I'm going to pull that apart. And then I layer it back in. And yeah, you can see that those layers are not perfectly square. That was also intentional. And I'm really happy with how that is looking. Once I get it in the right place, I'm not being fussy at all. I did realise that I needed to remove some of the foam adhesive that I've got behind my title, because I've got those layers and the foam adhesive behind my photo, and so that way it just sits nicely on top. There we go. I did have to do a little bit of surgery as well. So those two hearts to the right of my photo are actually on the, in between the S and the T in Sisters up the top, but where it was placed with my photo completely covered my face. And so I thought that I would just trim them off. I've added them in to the right hand side, and I just use a couple of puffy, I think only one puffy sticker to cover up the marks so it is not so obvious. Wanted to add a little bit of something to my background here, so I've gone in with a 13 Arts, I think it's called a Script, I think it's just called Script stamp, and some hickory smoke archival ink. And then I've got the black soot as well, and this is a 49 and Market stamp set. I think this one is called Gabby's Line Stitch. So I'm just adding in some messy stamping as well. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just using a couple of different stitches. And then I decided to add a little bit of black stamping of this Script stamp over the top of where the majority of that black stamping is. I could not find my T-square ruler for the life of me when I was making this layout, so I've had to kind of make do, and I'm pretty happy for the most part here. So I'm going to use that ruler to try and line this up straight. I'm actually even using my cutting mat underneath. It's a miracle. So I've just stuck down the bottom line for now. I'm going to grab a big punch because that's nice and big and nice and weighty, so that can sit on there. And then I've gone ahead and stuck the rest down as well, and just use that punch to weight it down. I'm sticking my photo down, I think, and sorry for my head, sticking those hearts down. I think I come in here and take some of the foam off from behind the hearts. I didn't like the pink on pink, so I'm just going to add in a little bit more of a pop of dark blue on this side, and you can see I've just trimmed down one of the scraps I've got there and then torn it. I'm just going to stick that in there. Nice and easy. Alright, I did have an idea. I was going to go with florals. You can see them on the right hand side there, and then it wasn't right. So I took them off, and I just deleted all of that footage because I had too much footage to keep it all in. But I wasn't happy with the way they were looking, so I started to go through the regular ephemera pack. I pull out that Sweet Memories banner, and then the Best, the little tab. Those two things go exactly where they are on the layout. The sun goes there. I was struggling with this rainbow a little bit because it's got the arch cut out in the middle. Go figure. And I felt like this one fit better because it doesn't have the arch cut out in the middle. And then the other banner, feeling fine, down the bottom. Just cut off a little bit of that sun so it fit in there nicely. I really like this Love You tag, which I've added a little bit of foam to just to pop off the page. I wanted to add a little bit of something up the top here. I wasn't sure what, so I played with that. And then I pull out this rainbow, the diagonal stripe rainbow sticker, and I'm going to cut that in half and layer that up behind there, and then layer my little Love You banner over the top again. I'm sorry for my head. And I'm going to mount these on some foam. I think the sun is stuck down as well. I'm just going to trim off the white border on this rainbow. Super quick and easy, nice easy shape to follow. and then I'm going to tuck that in there. You can see I left this bit in so you could see. Just because it's stuck down doesn't mean it has to stay stuck down. I just use my little spatula there to lift it up a little bit, and because it's underneath, you would never even know. I wanted to add a different texture, so I pulled out the wood buttons. Love these guys, they're so cute. I'm going to use one down here with the pink on pink heart, and then one up to the top on the left with the blue on blue heart, I think it is. And you can see I muck around with it for a bit, and it goes just there, fits beautifully. Just adding back in the foam that I took out, as you do. And then I'm going to grab some gold thread. No, I'm not. I'm going to play with Puffy Stickers. So I do use quite a few of these little hearts, and you'll see as I add them that I add them so that they kind of go diagonally across the page in kind of a zigzag. And you can see there I've put that pink one over where the surgery happened. You can see me making that line of following the hearts. So I'm just doing like that diagonal from the top down to the right, over to the left, down over to the right. I just kind of do that all the way down, and I end with one right below those two little banners. Couldn't decide on what colour for right down the bottom though. Some gold thread. Just going to chop some of that off. I'm going to spin that around my finger and then stick that to where the foam dot is, and use some of my Scotch tacky glue to add that in. I did go back after this page was finished and add my journaling. I'm just going to grab it out. I forgot to take a photo. Well, I took a photo and then I remembered I hadn't added my journaling in. So I've used gold ink right up the top for the date. Oh, now I'm looking at the layout. It's October last year, not November. And then right down the bottom, my journaling is in gold as well. It says, I am so very proud of you. I couldn't be any happier than I was this day as I watched you. And then in brackets, I've written, and cheered loudly in my mind, because I was given very strict instructions not to cheer when she went up to accept her award. The day as I watched you humbly accept the bravery award you nominated your team for. So like I said, she actually nominated her team for this particular award, and because she's part of the team, she got a bravery award as well. She was the leader. She actually did the compressions on the gentleman who they managed to rescue, which was pretty amazing. I'm super proud of her, and like I've said in other videos, for so many reasons. I'm going to add some enamel dots from my stash here. I also add some gold splatters. These enamel dots, when I pulled them off the sheet, the big ones, the sticky bit stayed behind. It was weird. So I'm just using my Scotch tacky glue to stick those down. Coming in with some splatters here. My gold colour shine is running out and I'm so sad. If anyone has a stash that they're not going to use, I'll buy it. Feel free to send it to me. I'll sell you my kidney. No, not really, but if you can help a girl out, let me know. You've got your close-ups here. This was a super fun page to put together. I really enjoyed creating this. This collection is super fun. This title, I love it. Sisters, Besties for Life. She's stuck with me whether she likes it or not. So thank you ever so much for stopping by today. If you want to drop by the blog, there is more information over there in the description box below. I will have all the links to the Cut To You store, to all my social media, to all the things. If you're new to my channel, a big welcome, and thank you so much for coming and watching. If you've been here for a while, and a really big special thank you, and I will see you in my next video. Have a fantastic scrappy day.